Hello everyone, this is Ramona coming back at you. Yes, I'm like all over the place. This is like, I don't know, my fourth time attempting to make this video. It's because my sons are out there and I told them that I need quiet on the set. um, so I think, they're fine. Oh my God, they're so good all day long. As soon as I want to make a video, that's when they want to like tear each other's necks out. I don't know why I feel really nervous about something. It's weird. But anyway, okay, so I also want to explain this lighting. Sorry about my face. I worked really hard on this lighting. It is 8:30 in this evening. We don't have a lot of bright lights in the house, so I did the best that I could. And I'm going to take a drag of my hookah. Is it working? Yeah, I shouldn't even be doing that. Okay. So, okay. So usually like when I make these videos, it's because I'm talking about a personal experience that I went through, and it's like one of these major things that I've learned or whatever, or I think it's something that you guys can learn from, but not this time. I'm actually making this video, maybe like for some support, really. I've been going through a lot of changes. I mean, a lot of changes. I know I made a video about, it's kind of ironic, really, but I made a video about SAD, seasonal affective disorder, and so that I have that, and so I made a video about the importance of like really taking care of yourself and being up on that and making sure that you're at your optimum best, But it's just so weird that like at this time, like this is not the time that I needed all this stuff, but to happen. But it happened. That's called life, right? But so these are the things. I'm going to make a list. I'm going to tell you bullet by bullet things that I've been going through that it just feels like it's really leaning on me. And if I get emotional, oh no, I get emotional now. Know that I'm not an emotional person. Not anymore. I get my stuff together, really. But like sometimes you're just pushed to that point, and you just need to release, So, okay, so these are the things that I've been going through. Number one, I've caught like this flu thing. That's why I haven't made a video in so long. And so I've just been really basic for like the first week and a half or something. I was in the house and just so sick, and the kids got it too, and even Nicholas got over it faster than I did. I don't know why I still have it, and you can hear it in my voice. I still have the thing, and I'm also nasally and whatever. But the thing is that when they were better, they had went out to get some winter clothes with their dad, and I was home alone, and which I was grateful for, so I can just rest and not have to cook or anything and but I was home alone, excuse me, and I went. I was not breathing too good, and it was really scary. I wasn't breathing too good, so I keep all of my medication in the kitchen, in the upper cabinet above me, above the coffee pot. And so I was looking. I know I have like a bunch of albuterol, some inhalers up in my cabinet, but I don't know how long they were sitting there, and I wanted a brand new one, and I knew that I had a brand new one in there. And I only have like asthma attacks when I get really, really sick. Like I was really, really sick. So I'm up there trying to like get the box somewhere in the plethora of medications. Some are old, and of me and my children. And while I'm looking up, my breathing was cut off completely. It was completely cut off, and it was so scary. And so I was just like rummaging around there, like now a little panicky, but I kind of stayed. I kind of stayed calm a little bit, surprisingly, because like I know, like if I'm in a panic, I would just be like knocking everything out of the cabinet and find my inhaler fast. But I was still like, oh my god. I guess because I wasn't breathing too good, anyways. I was breathing very shallowly for like weeks now at this point, and so like I guess I was not aware that I got caught up. I know that sounds weird, but like because a lot of the time I hold my breath like when I'm like a little stressed out about, because I was sick. And so I don't know what happened, but anyways, I was completely cut off. I couldn't breathe. There was no oxygen coming in, and I got my albuterol and I used it, and it took a bunch of puffs for me to get it in, but I got it in, and I don't know, that was like really scary for me. And okay, and so just hang in there, you guys. I don't know if you guys get bored of my videos or not. I don't know. I'm just having a hard time. That was really scary for me. Now I got better. I mean, I'm still like whatever, but I'm here. And well, like, when my kids came home, I started like I not right away, but I had told my 14-year-old what had happened. That's when I started crying. I started crying because I was like, it just hit me in that moment, like how messed up of a moment that was. Like that was live or die situation. And then other things have been happening in my life. This is my second, there's a death, there are two deaths. And the first one, it was just really in support of, a friend. We're not that close, but there's somebody in the community who I've known often. We've spoken. And so I was just supporting her because her father passed away, and that was the first time I went to a wake. I think it's called a wake, where you do reflections, and and it's a Spanish death. So they do things a little bit differently. Like they celebrate. It's not like a sad, mournful expression of releasing and letting go. But for Hispanics or Latinos, they more so celebrate. I'm gonna start crying. Excuse me. So they celebrate their loved one, like they were there, like they are here, and they like it's a party for them, and they'll put on they don't put like mournful music on. They put on the music that he liked, and people are laughing and hugging and kissing each other on the cheeks, and cracking jokes about him and stuff like that. It was really, really wonderful. It's really nice, actually. It's a party. It's a celebration for who they were when they were here, how they were. And so But then they did the reflections, and that's like when I started bawling. Like, so they did a slideshow, and when she started bawling, I started bawling. Everybody was bawling, and so that was my first wake that I've gone to. I've never been at my age. I've never been to a wake. It was really emotional. I was really surprised that I reacted that way, actually. That's good. It's good because, everything that I've gone through in the past few years where I've come up against a lot of crap in accordance with people that were in my life. And I thought that my heart was just cut off cold. Like sometimes when you go through so much in your life, you start reacting very differently. So it's nice that I was crying about that. And then I went to another wake, and it was a funeral. Now this person I know a whole lot more better. I don't want to put his name out there because it's not the point of that. But oh my God, it was not only, this is my second. I don't know like the names of it. Like there's like a wake, and then there's I think like you go to church. They did it differently. She did it with a priest. The priest did the wake. Okay, so there was a priest there, but then after that it was an open casket. That was what that I don't know. The whole time I was just kind of broken down, and but it was kind of funny because like when I seen him in the casket. Like you would think that I would totally freaked out. I did get more emotional, but it wasn't like freak out like, oh my God, there's a dead person. Like, it wasn't like that, but it was more like, oh my God. But it felt like he's here again, like he's alive again, It's weird, but that's how it felt like for me. But he's not coming back, And the reason why I like this person so much was because there was a time when I was just dealing with a lot of people in my life, and you'll see if you go back and look at my videos, you'll see all the different people that I had spent a big chunk of time with, and I had to release those people in order to be someone different, more suited to who I grew into. And they just weren't my people anymore, I don't want to go on all through that either. But I had to release a lot of people, and they didn't like me releasing them, and they gave me hell. There's a couple in particular who gave me hell for 2 years. It's been 2 years I let these people go, and they're still knocking at my door. Quite figuratively, not literally. I meant literally. And I don't. Nobody takes me seriously when I say it's over. It's over. And so, this person, while everybody just turned their back on me, everybody was just not, a whole community was coming down on me, because I didn't want to hang out with certain groups of people, and then, and they were looking at me like, oh, she's a bitch, oh, she thinks she's all that, oh, she's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And that wasn't the case. Like, I felt like, I have every right to walk away free. There's no chains. I'm not married to you people. If I say I'm done and I want to walk away, then I'm done, and I'm going to walk away. That's okay. Isn't it okay? And but he was the only one. He actually pulled me aside and he said, Ramona, he knew everything that was going around because he was friends with my ex. I mean, best friend, like tight best friend. They were like, oh my God, really close. And he had pulled me aside and he said, and his girlfriend, his fiance, let's put that way, his fiance, at that time she and I were feuding, and he said he knew my heart. That's what I was always grateful for, appreciative and grateful for. That he was the one and only person who knew my heart and knew that, well, you're not a bad person, you're not a bitch, you're nothing what they're telling me, and you're nothing what they're spreading up there. I know that. But he was like, you have to understand that I have that's my fiance, and I'm not gonna give you not one rude day, but I do have to stand by Keisha's side. That's my fiance and that's the mother of my children. I need to respect her. But I just wanted to tell you that I don't think anything bad about you. I don't think that what they're saying is any true about you whatsoever. You have no idea. You know how, like, when I always say, show somebody kindness, show them kindness, because you never know how that's going to impact their day. I've gone through so much shit at that time. Oh my God. So for him to come up to me and say what he said to me, that was like gold. And I took that with me for years and years, that one moment in time. And he was like that, not just with me, everybody. You know, the kind of person who's just very gregarious and they have that inner light that attracts. Like, he was just a really good guy. He was a really good person. And, oh, excuse me. And I'm just really appreciative about that, of that. So that was really emotional for me, saying goodbye. More emotional than I thought, because it's been 2 days now and I still like cry, Oh my God, can you imagine what it's feeling? And it was something else. The children were screaming on top of their lungs like my daddy's gone, and it was something else. God bless them and everything that they have to go through for a long time. It's gonna take a long time to mend. So, and then 2 more things. So, like I mentioned earlier, in this time, like I told you, or like I just mentioned, so the person who just passed away, he is best friends with my ex. And so she was there, but she's in the community anyways. Like, I see her all the time, and she always, like, whenever there's a celebration and we go to the same celebration, she'll slip me her number with it, and underneath it'll say, I miss you so much, and then she'll sign it Speedy, which I don't understand why she signs it Speedy when I never ever in her life called her. That's not true. Before we were dating, I did call her Speedy, but I'm like, after that, like, when we had relationships, sorry about my eyes, it's the camera, to like floating around like, ooh. Yeah, so she's just after me like a lot, and I think that I think so much so in the summertime, like she tried really hard to get me back this summer, and absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not going to go through that whole thing. You can look at my other videos. But absolutely not. I would never take her back. Too many issues. And then my friend who I've had for 20 years, she's trying to be friends with me again. And that was the one I just made a video about, like, how I was just like, no, you treated me so badly, like, really? No. And it's not I don't take it personally to me. That's just who she is, And so she wanted to be friends again, but you know what? I don't trust her either. I don't. When it's time to move on, it's time to move on, and I've closed that chapter in my life. And I say that with a bit of a but. 90% I've shut that door, but that other 10%, is what makes it what I'm going through difficult, because these people were very important to me, very significant to me, and they did what they did to me, and it's hard looking back at all the backstabbing and cold-hearted, cruel, and calculating, and things that they've done to me. And then but then when I'm spending time with them, there's still that attraction there, for my ex. There's I get that why? You're just disappointed. Why did you do those things to me? It is disappointing because of you. It's over, not me. I closed the door because of what your actions. Why would you do that to me when I've treated you guys so well and good? And then my ex-friend, why? I'm just these past 3 weeks I've just been left with complete disappointment, saying goodbye to people who have touched my life, in a good way. It's a lot of changes I'm going through with a lot of people coming to me from my past, and I have to reopen that can of worms. And then my friend dying, and then I was sick for 3 weeks, and then I myself, I couldn't breathe. That was a very petrifying moment. So today, excuse me. So today, I do what I always tell you guys to do. Just sit back and think about some things, about what's really going on, and trying to get some logic going on in what you're going through, maybe some shadow work, really figure out what's going on, because once you get the answer, you can actually work on fixing it, But at this point, at some point, yesterday, I just felt like I was in the whirlwind of confusion, not knowing why. I'm just feeling like, oh my God. So today I do feel like I have a bit of an answer, which is, the reason why I'm having so many struggles is because the key phrase or the key word there is instability. Nothing's stable. It's no security. Life is not secure. And I think that these past few weeks I've really realized that. There are no promises in this life. Oh, I have a headache. Oh my gosh. You can't bank on anything. For any given moments, whatever you're going through, whoever you're dealing with, whatever your situation is, it can change in the next second. You just never know. And I think after that thought, I asked myself, so what do I do with that information? And that's where, like, because, things that are around the corner, they always say that something around the corner, it feels good, especially when you're going through a devastation time and you need that light at the end of the tunnel. And that is the thing that's around the corner. You never know when it's going to change, because it's the wheel of fortune. The wheel of fortune always moves around, okay? Nothing bad stays forever, and nothing good stays forever either. So if you're in a dark place, there is the light around the corner. But what do you do when you can't plan for anything? It's scary. You can't prepare for anything. There is no stability. Anything that you work hard for, that could be, and you achieve it, could be taken away from you. Or anything that you work really, really hard for, you right before you get it, it could be taken away from you. Whether that's relationships or starting my own business, or anything. And no, I'm not at that dark place where, like, oh my god, she's like suicidal. No, believe me, I'm like way too mature for that. I'm just really, really trying to figure things out, like a lot of the times when I think about things that I've really strived for and worked hard for, I did it for a reason. There's many different reasons that you strive to obtain a goal. Oh, my kids don't come in. For me, a lot of the reasons is for onlookers. Not all the time. Sometimes I've done it for myself, but really, is it for myself? Like, or is it like for onlookers, or for both? And all right, I think I lost my thought. Okay. But now, now that that's in focus, it's I used to do everything for stability, but now I'm figuring that there is no stability. And of course, I'm not stupid. I know that there's textbook, there is no stability in life. The hallmark meaning, saying there is no stability in life. Don't count all your eggs in your basket before they hatch. Like, I know all of that. I do. But it doesn't resonate until, like, you're actually going deep and experiencing something, or a bunch of things like I just have, that makes you aware. And I don't know. And then like the other thing is that I'm seeing like how alone I've set myself up to be. And I thought I was really married to that. Like, I was okay with it. And I think that for a chunk of time I was, but now like I'm realizing that's pretty scary. It's a scary thing. And I've noticed that I went on a date with one person. Didn't work out. I just wasn't feeling this person. And I'm like wondering, is it because, well, that's kind of hard, you know, but it's just, I'm wondering, like, am I just pushing people away because I'm a black and white person. It's got all black or all white. There's no gray areas. It's like either I live one way of life or the other way of life. There's no in between life, you know. And so I just, I'm not saying that I feel like this forever, but I'm definitely feeling invisible. Not invisible. I feel like, I hate saying this because I'm just not this person, really. But I think that I don't feel like I'm insignificant, but I am seeing the grander scale of our existence here, where we are just little specks on the paper, and how lonely that is, and how insignificant that is. But in the back of my head, I'm strong in my spirituality to know how powerful that speck is, how powerful we are as individuals. And I know that we were all here for a reason. I'm strong in that belief. That can't be moved and that can't be shaken. But if you're not careful on how you operate and make choices for yourself, can and not keep everything balanced in your life, that can be the very thing that messes you up or keeps you lonely, pushes people away, if that's your thing. Because for me, that was like that was one chunk of thing that I've mastered at pushing people away, because there was a point in my life where I'm like, okay, I can't say no to these people, I can't say no to anyone, I can't say no. Now I can say no, and I can push you away. I don't have any attachments. I'm very detached, and you know, I'm okay with that. Now I've mastered that. Now I have to learn how to balance that out of having people in my life and not going, you know, and you know, keeping it balanced and not out of balance, you know. So yeah, I'm just going through a lot of doo-doo with my emotions about those are pretty significant things that happened to me. Death. It was like 2 deaths. Me almost dying because I like my friends who leave, or you have to cut them out, but you just you go your own ways. I don't know. How do you guys deal with those kind of changes? You know, it is hard, and I do feel very lonely for the people who used to be in my life. But it's upsetting because I know that I can never have them in my life again. Even though they want in very desperately, I can't have them in my life. I know that this video is kind of long, but okay. So when we were at the wake, okay, my friend had I came in the van with the community, okay, but my friend had said, Ramona, I can give you a ride there because, you know, if we have to leave early, you know, you can make it back by 3 o'clock, da 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 da. So I said, okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm like thinking, I'm like bawling, crying. I'm just like, oh my God. And it was it was kind of humorous. I'm like, you angels or whoever's around me, like making it, you know, because I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason. And I was definitely in my ex-friend's car for a reason. And it really had to be a reminder that this is, you know, stop crying stop being disappointed, stop missing your friends. Stop missing them, because remember that all this crap used to happen and you're not happy. You can't be your optimum best with them in your life, you know? So they give me reminders once in a while when I need it. So I'm riding in the car, right? I'm sitting there bawling, crying, because this person is, you know, the death was really impacting me, you know. And they're sitting there like, oh, once again, like, oh my God, Michelle, we definitely have to go to the club. We definitely do. And I'm like, right. And then my friend, my ex-friend, she's like, what do you guys think about the Ebola thing going on? You know, like, oh my God. And then she was like, you know, I'm going to be starting school again. And I'm going to be starting school. And I'm just thinking about, you know, I have to deal with their baby's father. And, you know, like, I'm like, I'm sitting in the back seat, bawling, crying, like, oh my God, we're in a funeral procession, right, where the cars are on the way to the graveyard, and it should be quiet. There's a respect of just silence, and they're just like oh my God, like, I'm so just like, I can't even believe it. I gained so much weight and I had to go on this diet so I can go and get like a really hot outfit and go to the clubs. That was like what they were talking about, and it was pissing me the fuck off. Excuse my French. And felt like saying, shut the fuck up. But it was her car. I didn't want to get kicked to the curb. I could have gotten a ride from somebody else. So. But yeah, that's and I needed that reminder. Like, are you fucking serious? Oh, and then she goes like this. She was like, oh, my life and Ramona's life completely similar. Like, no, we're not complete. Yes, once upon a time when we were friends, yes, our lives were completely similar. But I am not. My life is nothing like it is, like your life is now. I am not that person anymore. I am not silly and immature and thinking about just stupid stuff and making stupid choices. I'm not all about that anymore. And I'm just like listening to them talking, and I'm like sitting there like, oh my God, oh my God. And like the more sad, like I was looking like, oh my God, the more they like chickens with their heads cut off. You know? Oh, and then she goes like this, she was like, yeah, you know, oh, Ramona's girlfriend, sorry, Ramona's girlfriend is it. I'm like, you know what? You're not freaking, number one, don't apologize. My relationship wasn't a freak show. And just because it was my relationship of 5 years was with a woman does not mean that you have to apologize for my relationship. Like, really? And number two, even if you felt like you had to apologize, you weren't sorry. You were not sorry. Being sorry is about either making a grand mistake and never doing it again, or, never doing it again. Well, you know what I mean. But not like, oh yeah, like I'm really disrespecting Ramona right now by like telling her business. Sorry, she yells back to the back seat. Sorry. Yeah, so anyways, Ramona was like, with her girlfriend, and I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Are you serious right now? That's what I can't anymore. I cannot anymore. I cannot anymore. That I can't have that person back in my life. I cannot. Anyways. That's what I've been going through. And so, I don't know if you guys are going to watch this entire video. It's a really long video. But if you have any advice about, me going through issues, about how to deal with the fact that you can't really rely on anything. I hate talking like that, because I know that this is just a portion of something that I'm gonna go through, and I will figure it out, and I will get over it, or I will take that information and weave it into my life in a healthier way, But I'm just not that person who's gonna be like weeping, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not taking it to a dark place. That's just not me anymore. I just like to figure things out, and one by one as they come about, figure it out, not sweep it under the carpet or the rug. I like to figure things out, and that's what I'm doing now. So, mwah, love everybody, and if you can give me something, I'd appreciate it. Okay, bye.